everybody, Pai-Chan here, and today is day 4 of Inktober, and like I said when I drew Sans, I drew Papyrus, and I did decide to draw my character Pai along with him because she kind of goes along with the little story that I'm going to tell. Now, as through there, I did get a whole bunch of references for Papyrus because this is actually my first time drawing him. And also, at some point you may notice that my hands disappear and stuff for a little while. I'm either going through and swiping through my references and stuff that I have on my phone. And then also I wound up grabbing this book here. Sorry, it's a little dusty. This book that my grandma gave me that has there's only one here, but it has a reference where it shows half of the skeleton, which is what I used when I was drawing his arm. And it actually helped quite a bit. So, with that out of the way, let's get on to the drawing, shall we?
Okay, like I've been doing with the rest of the videos, let's do a flip through of the ones that I've done already first. Alright, now that we've got the picture going, and here I'm looking at my references of Papyrus. I did not use any of the poses or anything like that he is in. I was just mainly looking at it for the shape of his head because this is actually my first time drawing him, and I think I did pretty good for the first time. Well, apart from that, you guys may be wondering why I drew my character Pai along with Papyrus. Well, that's because she kind of becomes a surrogate mother to both him and Sans. Because, like I mentioned before, Sans and Papyrus are not that old. I know, in my little scenario, they're not. I know they are treated as adults in the underground, but that's the underground, and when they come above ground, they are subject to the rules and regulations that people have set for themselves. And as I was saying before, with the thing with Sans, something happens. Mainly a social worker actually finds out that how old Sans and Papyrus actually are, and is wanting to actually break them up because pretty much there was prejudice against the minorities, prejudice against the gay and lesbian people, and then finally during this, there was prejudice against the monsters. Well, I don't call them monsters. I know a lot of people would, but I don't. I more say monsters are how they act, and Papyrus is reserved for people who actually act evil, and Papyrus definitely doesn't. So, that's a little tangent on that. But this person wanted to pretty much break Papyrus and Sans up, and she was the only one that was taking on matters like this for the citizens of the underground. Not quite sure what I'm gonna call them just yet. I think creatures. And there's a book off to the side that I was showing you. I don't actually have it to where you can see it because I'm not sure if YouTube would knock me for the picture that I was using or not. So you seeing a little bit of the side of the book is alright. You can't really see anything in it. Well, back to this. What happens is that before they find out about Sans and Papyrus, Pai, she becomes great friends with the monsters and is kind of welcomed almost like family. So when this happens to her family, and there's me showing you the book that I was using, when this happens to her family, she steps up and is like, no, you're not breaking up. You're not tearing these two apart. They're the only things they have. Winds up going to court over this. And even though they were treated as adults in the underground, she winds up getting custody of them because of their young age. Now, with this, she does act like a mother, even going so far as protecting them, saying, leave my boys alone. To when they're threatened. And before this, Papyrus realized what she was doing and started calling her mother. But this incident here is the incident of Pai risking her life to protect not only Papyrus but Sans as well, is what made Sans see that Pai had no ulterior motives. And that's me looking through references on my phone trying to get the pose right. So I actually just wound up saying screw it and putting the long piece of hair that she has down the side there to cover up that right there so it doesn't look like she's hunched over. Excuse me. So that's what happens with that. And with that, Papyrus actually becomes a pretty good cook, not only thanks to Toriel, but also thanks to Pai here teaching him and letting him see how she does it, because with how I am, she is actually a very good cook. Now, Pai is welcomed in there because she is not human either. She is actually a Triclops, though she can completely close her eye to make it look like it's not there, so she blends in with humans. That's kind of how that happens there. And with Papyrus here, she not only teaches him how to cook, but she teaches him how to sew, and he also gets into drawing and stuff, which she is very into as well. She becomes a mother to the two boys, even calling them her boys and not letting anybody mess with them. I nearly said another word, but I caught myself before I said anything. Now, with everything that goes on, there is a bit that I'm going to get into later that happens with Sans that Sans kind of does that she is very supportive of. Now, yeah, there's a piece of hair that I have that covers up right there, and it makes it to where she doesn't look like she's hunched over, which was really bugging me the whole time. But I did that and it fixed it. Now, with the eye glowing, Pai realizes and here I am taking out that one sketchbook because I had to help me with drawing it a little bit because I had drawn a picture of the ear, and pretty much the only thing with her clothes is that she always wears long sleeves. And usually skirts. The sleeves at least go down to her, or at least like a 3/4 sleeve, because it's something that I'm not really going to get into. And she usually wears skirts, though sometimes she'll wear shorts or pants depending on the situation. Now, with Papyrus here, it's found that he, pretty much they put him in a lower, Sans and Papyrus both have to go to school, though, of course, Sans is in the, like, high, like, honor roll, or, like, the, really smart classes. Papyrus is put into normal classes about a grade or two below Sans. Because that's just kind of where they put him. And also with the eye glowing, it's not just a thing where for when they're angry. It's also like for any strong sense of emotion, they can do it. And then also they can just do it just, they can also make their eyes glow just because they want to. And when they do it just because they want to, because it does have a calming effect on them, and stuff like that, it will be their designated color. Like Papyrus is like an orangish red or reddish orange, and Sans, his color is like a light blue. So with that, after being living with Pai, their life is pretty good. So they don't really have of course, Papyrus is still the nice guy and everything. And I'm not sure if well, he does wind up getting with somebody. I just don't have it down yet. And I'm not going to get into who. I think people can guess who I have Sans paired up with at the moment. But I'm not going to say that because that kind of gets into a spoiler. Now, more on the lines of Pai, she actually helps out the monsters a lot. She opens up a clinic because she is a healer, where it's not only designated for monsters, but there's also humans can go there as well. But she thought about this ahead, and there was a monster entrance, and, well, I guess I'm saying monster. There's a monster entrance and a human entrance. Not because she puts one above the other, but so that there are no issues because if something happens, like, there could be a fight that breaks out and it becomes a lot worse. And she doesn't want that. She thought about that beforehand and realized that that might not be a good thing. And so they do notice each other because there's like, you could see the people on the other side. And here I am drawing in the I drew in the fact that Papyrus's eyes are glowing, and I'm trying to fix the ear because I just couldn't get the ear right. I still think the ear looks funky, but it's not nearly as bad as it was, trust me. Now, with that, yeah, there goes that piece of paper again. I nearly goofed. She was pretty much became quite a good part of the community of, well, quite a big part of their community because she was involved in everything. She was, with a thing, she was kind of the first protector. Her twin sister winds up taking Chara in, which I think I said that Frisk wound up finding out a way to save both Chara and Azrael, even though she never did the genocide path. And I will get into why Chara wind up going with my character Prue later on, depending on how things turn out. I'll get into that later. And with this, I just thought it would be good to draw him in his cool dude outfit. I was kind of being silly with this one, but it turned out pretty good. Now, she actually helped Frisk with something along the way. Along with, it winds up also helping Sans. Well, I'll just say it now. With what she does with helping Frisk, it gives everyone special powers and heals Sans's eye. The one that doesn't glow. She actually, after doing what she did, it actually began glowing. It actually got to where it would glow again. So it benefited everybody, and it also did it to where if they were thinking about using their powers, which, like I said, everybody gained new ones, they would get markings. So it pretty much, you could tell when they were pissed off. Sorry, I keep burping. I don't know why right now, but I do. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I can think of to say about Papyrus. Papyrus doesn't change much. It's just the fact that his and Sans's quality of living, thanks to my character Pai, pretty much keeping them together, actually really helped because they decided to obey the humans' rules, which there is the rule of, unless you're emancipated, and I think you have to be at a certain age to do that, you have to be under the care of a guardian. So my character Pai wound up adopting both Sans and Papyrus after a very big thing happened with that one. And then there was also a judge that was trying to pull them apart too. But she pulled some strings with an organization that I'll just call, well, I'm not even going to say what it is at the moment. With an organization she's part of, realizing what was going on, and got a different judge that was not prejudiced, that would see what was best for everyone involved. And that was just me wiping off the eraser dust after I erased the whole page to make it whiter. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then also the fact that with people that she knows, well, not, yeah, I'll say people that she knows, she helped everybody. And not only not only Sansa Papyrus, but everyone from the underground. So that's about the story between them. So I hope you enjoyed.
Alright, well, that's it. After I got the picture done, I kind of tidied up a few lines and glazed the eyes because those were sparkly gel pens. And as you could tell, if you know what you're doing with the Sharpies and give them room to expand, you can get that fine detail in there. So, if you like this, my DeviantArt, Twitter, and Tumblr will be down in the description, so go check them out. And also, like, comment, and subscribe for more videos coming soon. And hit that little notification bell to send a notice to your phone, your tablet. And also, it sends an email to the email account that you have keyed in with your YouTube YouTube account. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. See ya!